Today between government and MILF panels, this time touching on the demobilization of MILF forces. The talks are being held in the Malaysian capital of Kuala Lumpur. More from Freddie Abando.
The government and MILF panels are meeting in Kuala Lumpur to put in place an independent body for demobilization to be composed of 7 members, which will implement the normalization process provided for in the Comprehensive Bangsamoro Agreement. It has been decided that 3 foreign experts will be included in the panel, which will supervise the turnover of firearms by the Moro Islamic Liberation Front. A listing of all their combatants, numbering 10,000 regulars, programs and projects will be discussed to be provided for them, giving special focus on livelihood opportunities. Integration is not a policy. A police force to be supervised by the Philippine National Police will be activated to maintain peace and order, a contentious issue that may be challenged its constitutionality. The government's chief negotiator, Professor Miriam Coronel Ferrer, said the proposal is legal and constitutional.
The IDB will be the one that will supervise, oversee, and basically implement the decommissioning process. The procedure is for them to submit a list of weapons and combatants, an inventory, after which the IDB will verify that the list and work towards the programming of the decommissioning schedule as agreed upon in the Annex on Normalization. That's the reason for the meeting. We have to agree on which states to request to provide us with foreign experts. So these are not states that are being invited. These are states who will be requested to provide us with foreign experts whom they will be supporting to undertake this job.
Ferrer also bared the proposed draft bill, which will create the new entity, is now under review by the palace before it's submitted to Congress in early May. The current setup of the autonomous government will be overhauled completely. It is a ministerial form of government that will govern the Bangsamoro entity. The regional governor is out. The assembly will elect the chief minister, who is the main man who will govern, and his tenure will be decided by the assembly.
The idea is that that kind of system would allow for broader representation. One, it will be a much bigger assembly than what you have now in the ARM, which is the Regional Legislative Assembly. There will not only be district representation, there will be other forms of representation. So meaning not only traditional politicians will be able to enter, be able to get seats inside the assembly, and the selection of the chief minister, the chief executive is not done on the basis of yung votes at large, but that kind of through their representation in the assembly. So you avoid also, because it's a ministerial form, the executive is responsible, accountable to the assembly.
In the meantime, the president's economic team is confident the new Bangsamoro entity promises a future of peace and development, which will address the causes of the Muslim rebellion for the past 40 years.
There is now discussion going on how do we facilitate the entry of investors into the region. So there are people interested in banana, in palm oil, in rubber, in seaweeds, in fisheries, in coconut. So I think now that the signal has been made very clearly that the region is prepared to receive investors, because not only is the peace process in place, but there is really a determination on the part of the MI government to establish the legal framework. Then I think that should add to the political stability that everyone is looking for.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.